You're not weak. You're not broken. You are simply unprepared for the version of yourself you're about to become. Before we start, if you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. Let me tell you something that nobody else will tell you. The person you see in the mirror right now is not the final version. That person is just a draft, a rough sketch, a shadow of what you are capable of becoming. And the distance between who you are today and who you are meant to be is not measured in years. It is measured in habits, 6 habits. 6 daily choices that will transform you into someone so magnetic, so mentally unbreakable that people will not recognize the person you used to be. You want to know why some people walk into a room and everyone notices? Why some people face impossible challenges and never break? It is not luck. It is not genetics. It is not some secret they were born with. It is the result of doing things every single day that most people are too lazy, too scared, or too comfortable to do. And today, I am going to show you exactly what those things are. The first habit is this. Wake up before the world does. I am not talking about dragging yourself out of bed tired and miserable. I am talking about owning the first hour of your day before anyone else gets a chance to steal it from you. Because here is the truth. The way you start your morning determines the way you live your life. If you wake up late, rushing, stressed, reacting to everything around you, then that is exactly how your entire day will go. You will be reactive. You will be behind. You will be weak. But when you wake up early, when you take that first hour for yourself, something shifts. You are no longer running from your life. You are running toward it. You have time to think, time to breathe, time to prepare your mind for the battles ahead. And that quiet morning hour becomes your secret weapon. It becomes the foundation of your mental strength. Because while everyone else is still asleep, you are building yourself. You are sharpening your mind. You are setting the tone for greatness. And let me be clear. This is not about being tired. This is about being disciplined. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you do not feel like doing it, especially when you do not feel like doing it, because feelings are temporary. Discipline is permanent. Feelings will tell you to stay in bed. Discipline will tell you to get up and conquer. And every single time you choose discipline over comfort, you become stronger. You become more attractive, not just physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You become someone people respect because you respect yourself enough to do hard things. Think about what happens in that first hour. You are in complete control. No phone calls, no emails, no demands from other people. Just you and your thoughts. Just you and your goals. Just you and your potential. This is where transformation happens. This is where you remind yourself why you are doing this, why you are fighting, why you refuse to be average. And that reminder, that daily reconnection with your purpose is what keeps you going when everything else tries to pull you down. Most people lose themselves because they never take time to find themselves. They wake up and immediately give their energy to everyone else. Their boss, their family, their phone, their problems, and by the end of the day, they have nothing left for themselves. They have no energy to grow, no energy to dream, no energy to become, and then they wonder why they feel empty, why they feel stuck, why they feel like life is happening to them instead of for them. But when you own your morning, you own your life. You start the day as the person you want to be, not the person circumstances force you to be. You start with intention, with clarity, with power, and that changes everything because the rest of the world can throw whatever it wants at you and you will be ready, you will be centered, you will be strong because you already won the first battle of the day, the battle against yourself, the battle against comfort, the battle against weakness. The second habit is physical movement every single day. No excuses, no negotiations. Your body is not separate from your mind. They are connected. When your body is weak, your mind is weak. When your body is strong, your mind is strong. It is that simple. And I'm not talking about spending 3 hours in the gym. I'm talking about moving your body with intention, pushing yourself, challenging yourself, making yourself uncomfortable. Because here's what happens when you exercise. You are not just building muscle. You are building confidence. You are proving to yourself that you can do hard things. You are training your mind to push past discomfort. And that mental toughness you build in the gym, it shows up everywhere else in your life. It shows up when you face rejection, when you face failure, when you face fear. Because you have already proven to yourself that you do not quit when things get hard. And people notice that. People are attracted to strength, not arrogance, not fake confidence. Real strength, the kind of strength that comes from doing the work when nobody is watching. The kind of strength that radiates from someone who has fought themselves and won. That is magnetic. That is powerful. That is what separates you from everyone else who is waiting for life to get easier. Let me tell you something about your body. It is capable of so much more than you think. Right now, you are operating at maybe 20% of your physical potential, maybe less. And the only reason you are not operating at a higher level is because you have accepted limitations that do not actually exist. You have told yourself stories about what you can and cannot do. And those stories have become your reality. But every time you push your body beyond what it did yesterday, you shatter those stories. You proved to yourself that the limits you believed in were lies. And that realization does not just change your body, it changes your entire mindset. Because if you can push past physical limitations, you can push past mental limitations. If you can run farther than you thought possible, you can achieve things you thought were impossible. If you can lift heavier than you did last week, you can carry burdens you thought would break you. This is why physical movement is not optional, it is essential. It is where you build the foundation of mental strength. It is where you learn that discomfort is temporary, but growth is permanent. It is where you discover that you are so much stronger than you ever gave yourself credit for. And once you discover that strength, once you feel it coursing through your body and your mind, you become unstoppable. And here is the beautiful part. When you commit to moving your body every day, when you make it non-negotiable, your entire energy shifts. You walk differently. You talk differently. You carry yourself differently because you know what you are capable of. You know the work you put in. You know the battles you fight with yourself every single morning. And that confidence is visible. It is attractive. It is magnetic. People can feel it even if they cannot explain it. The third habit is controlling what you consume. And I am not just talking about food. I am talking about everything, the content you watch, the music you listen to, the people you spend time with, the conversations you engage in, because everything you consume becomes a part of you. It shapes your thoughts, it shapes your beliefs, it shapes your reality. And if you're filling your mind with garbage, you will become garbage. Think about it. If you spend your day scrolling through negativity, watching people complain, listening to people who have given up on their dreams, what do you think happens to your mindset? You become negative, you become a complainer, you give up on your dreams, not because you are weak, but because you have been feeding your mind poison and expecting it to produce greatness. It does not work that way. You have to be ruthless about what you allow into your mind. You have to guard it like your life depends on it, because it does. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. And if you let just anyone have access to it, if you let any garbage influence it, you will never reach your potential. But when you consume content that challenges you, that inspires you, that pushes you to grow, you become unstoppable. You become someone who thinks differently, someone who sees possibilities where others see problems. And that makes you incredibly attractive. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant grows. If you plant seeds of negativity, you harvest negativity. If you plant seeds of mediocrity, you harvest mediocrity. If you plant seeds of defeat, you harvest defeat. But if you plant seeds of greatness, if you plant seeds of possibility, if you plant seeds of growth, that is exactly what you will harvest. And the choice of what to plant is yours every single day, every single moment. Most people do not realize they are planting weeds. They think it does not matter what they watch or listen to or talk about. They think it is just entertainment, just background noise, just passing time, but it is not. Every single thing you expose yourself to is programming your subconscious mind. It is shaping your beliefs about what is possible. It is determining what you think you deserve. It is deciding who you will become. So ask yourself right now, what have you been consuming? What have you been allowing into your mind? Is it making you stronger or weaker? Is it making you better or bitter? Is it pushing you toward your goals or pulling you away from them? And be honest, because if you are not where you want to be in life, look at what you have been feeding your mind. Look at the content you consume. Look at the people you listen to. Look at the conversations you engage in, and you will find your answer. The fourth habit is learning something new every single day. Growth is not optional. Stagnation is death. The moment you stop learning is the moment you stop living. And I am not talking about mindless scrolling or passive entertainment. I am talking about intentional learning, reading books, listening to people who have achieved what you want to achieve, studying skills that will make you better, expanding your mind beyond what you already know. Because here is what most people do not understand. Attractive people are not just physically attractive. They are mentally stimulating. They are interesting. They have depth. They have knowledge. They have perspectives that make you think. And that only comes from continuous learning, from being curious, from refusing to settle for who you are today and constantly pushing to become more tomorrow. And when you commit to learning every day, you stop being boring. You stop being predictable. You become someone people want to be around because you bring value to every conversation. You bring insight. You bring growth. And people are drawn to that. They are drawn to people who are evolving, people who are becoming, people who refuse to stay the same. Think about the people you admire most, the people you respect, the people you want to be like. What do they all have in common? They are constantly growing. They are constantly learning. They are constantly expanding their knowledge and their skills. They did not reach a certain level and stop. They did not achieve success and get comfortable. They kept pushing, they kept learning, they kept growing, and that is why they continue to be successful. That is why they continue to be relevant. That is why they continue to be attractive. Now think about the people who peaked years ago, the people who stopped learning, the people who became comfortable. Where are they now? They are stuck. They are stagnant. They are boring. They talk about the same things. They have the same opinions. They live the same life year after year. And nobody is attracted to that. Nobody respects that. Nobody wants to be around that energy. You have to decide right now which person you are going to be. Are you going to be someone who learns and grows every single day? Or are you going to be someone who stops and stagnates? Because that decision will determine everything. It will determine your relationships, your career, your income, your happiness, your entire life. And the beautiful thing is that learning is free. Knowledge is available. You just have to be willing to pursue it. Read 30 minutes every day. Listen to podcasts while you drive. Watch educational content instead of mindless entertainment. Ask questions. Seek mentors. Study people who are where you want to be. Make learning a priority. Make it a habit. Make it something you do every single day without fail. And watch what happens to your life. Watch how you start seeing opportunities that others miss. Watch how you start solving problems that others cannot. Watch how you start becoming someone that others look up to. The fifth habit is mastering your emotions. This is where most people fail. They let their emotions control them. They react to everything. They let fear stop them. They let anger consume them. They let sadness paralyze them. And then they wonder why their life is a mess. You cannot build a strong life on unstable emotions. You cannot become mentally strong if you are controlled by how you feel. Mentally strong people feel emotions just like everyone else. But they do not let those emotions dictate their actions. They feel fear and do it anyway. They feel doubt and push forward anyway. They feel pain and keep going anyway, because they understand that emotions are temporary. But the decision you make in that emotional moment will create permanent consequences, and they choose to act based on their goals, not their feelings. This is what separates the strong from the weak. The weak let their emotions run their life. The strong run their emotions. And when you master this, when you can feel something deeply and still make the right decision, you become unstoppable. You become someone people look at and think, how does that person stay so calm? How does that person handle pressure so well? And the answer is practice, daily practice, choosing logic over emotion, choosing discipline over impulse, choosing your future over your feelings. Let me tell you what emotional mastery looks like. It is waking up anxious about the day ahead and doing what needs to be done anyway. It is feeling angry at someone and choosing to respond with calm instead of rage. It is experiencing heartbreak and still showing up to your responsibilities. It is facing rejection and continuing to pursue your goals. It is feeling overwhelmed and breaking the task into smaller steps instead of giving up. Emotional mastery is not about suppressing your feelings. It is not about pretending you do not feel anything. It is about acknowledging your emotions, understanding them, and then choosing your response instead of letting them choose for you. Because your emotions are valid, your feelings are real, but they do not get to make your decisions. Your goals make your decisions. Your vision makes your decisions. Your commitment makes your decisions. And here is what happens when you master your emotions. People start trusting you. They start relying on you. They start seeing you as a leader because they know you will not fall apart when things get hard. They know you will not make impulsive decisions based on how you feel in the moment. They know you are stable, reliable, strong, and that is incredibly attractive. That is incredibly valuable. That is incredibly rare. Most people are emotional roller coasters. They are happy one moment and miserable the next. They are confident one day and insecure the next. They are motivated one week and lazy the next. And nobody wants to be around that kind of instability. Nobody trusts that kind of inconsistency. Nobody is attracted to that kind of weakness. But when you are steady, when you are grounded, when you are emotionally stable, people gravitate toward you. They want your energy. They want your strength. They want to be around someone who does not crumble under pressure. The sixth habit is solitude, spending time alone with your thoughts. This terrifies most people. They cannot handle being alone because when they are alone, they have to face themselves. They have to face their failures, their mistakes, their regrets, their fears. So they distract themselves. They surround themselves with noise, with people, with anything that keeps them from looking inward. And that is exactly why they never grow. Solitude is not loneliness. Solitude is power. It is where you reconnect with who you really are. It is where you think deeply, where you plan, where you evaluate your life without the influence of others. It is where you become clear about what you want and who you need to become to get it. And that clarity is priceless because most people go through life confused. They follow what everyone else is doing. They chase what everyone else is chasing, and they end up miserable because they were never living their own life. But when you spend time in solitude, you discover your truth. You stop living for approval. You stop needing validation. You become so grounded in who you are that nothing can shake you. And that confidence, that self-awareness, that is incredibly attractive People are drawn to those who know themselves, who are comfortable in their own skin, who do not need anyone else to complete them. In solitude, you ask yourself the hard questions. Am I happy with who I am becoming? Am I living according to my values? Am I chasing my dreams or someone else's? Am I surrounding myself with people who lift me up or drag me down? Am I making progress or just staying busy? These questions are uncomfortable. They force you to confront the truth, but that truth is what sets you free. Most people avoid these questions. They distract themselves because they are afraid of the answers. They are afraid they will realize they have been wasting their life. They are afraid they will see how far off track they have gotten. They are afraid of the work it will take to get back on course. So they stay busy, they stay distracted, they stay numb, and they stay stuck. But you are not most people. You are willing to sit in solitude. You are willing to face yourself. You are willing to ask the hard questions and hear the honest answers. You are willing to see where you are, accept it, and then do whatever it takes to get where you want to be. And that willingness, that courage, that is what makes you different. That is what makes you strong. That is what makes you unstoppable. Spend time alone every single day. Turn off your phone. Step away from people. Sit in silence. Think, reflect, plan, reconnect with yourself. This is not wasted time. This is the most productive time you will ever spend, because this is where you gain clarity. This is where you find direction. This is where you build unshakable confidence. This is where you become the person you are meant to be. Now, let me tell you what happens when you combine all 6 of these habits. You wake up early and take control of your day. You move your body and build mental toughness. You guard your mind and only consume what makes you better. You learn every day and become more valuable. You master your emotions and stay calm under pressure. You spend time in solitude and become deeply connected to yourself. When you do this, you do not just become attractive. You become magnetic. You become the person everyone wants to know, the person everyone respects, the person everyone sees and thinks, I want to be like that. But here is the hard truth. Most people will not do this. They will read this. They will nod their head. They will agree, and then they will go right back to their old habits. They will hit snooze tomorrow. They will skip the workout. They will scroll mindlessly. They will avoid learning. They will let their emotions control them. They will avoid being alone, and they will wonder why nothing changes, why they feel stuck, why they are not growing. Do not be most people. Most people are average. Most people are forgettable. Most people live their entire life wishing they were someone else. You do not have to be like them. You have a choice right now, right here. In this moment, you can decide to be different. You can decide to do the hard things. You can decide to become the person you have always wanted to be. And it starts today, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. Today, because you will never feel ready. You will never feel motivated enough. You will never feel strong enough. But you do it anyway. You do it because you are committed to becoming great. You do it because you refuse to settle. You do it because deep down, you know you are capable of so much more than what you are showing the world right now. These 6 habits are not complicated. They are simple. But simple does not mean easy. It takes courage to wake up early when your bed is warm. It takes discipline to work out when you are tired. It takes strength to guard your mind in a world full of distractions. It takes commitment to learn when you could be entertained. It takes control to master your emotions when you want to explode. It takes bravery to sit in solitude when you could hide in the crowd. But every single time you do these things, you prove to yourself that you are not ordinary. You are not weak. You are not someone who gives up when things get hard. You are someone who rises, someone who fights, someone who becomes. And that version of you, the one who does these 6 things every single day without fail, that version is unstoppable. That version is mentally unbreakable. That version is so attractive that people cannot help but notice. So stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting to feel ready. Start now. Wake up early tomorrow. Move your body. Guard your mind. Learn something. Control your emotions. Sit in solitude. Do it again the next day and the next and the next until it becomes who you are. Until these habits are not something you do. They are something you are. And when you look back 6 months from now, a year from now, you will not recognize the person you used to be. You will be stronger, sharper, more confident, more attractive, more mentally powerful. And people will ask you what changed. And you will smile because you know you did the work, you built the habits, you became the person you were always meant to be. The world is waiting for the best version of you, not the version that makes excuses, not the version that gives up, not the version that settles, the version that fights, the version that grows, the version that refuses to be ordinary. And that version is built one habit at a time, one day at a time, one choice at a time. So make the choice. Build the habits, become that person because you deserve it, the world deserves it, and deep down, you know it is time.